Hey there, friends. A happy Saturday to you. I'm King 5 meteorologist Ashley Ruiz with a look at your forecast. Going forward, our snow chances are going to be very slim. A lot of you from Snohomish County southward woke up to some more snow, but that is going to fade. Very spotty rain and snow showers will continue early afternoon. Better chance up in the foothills and in the mountains, but we're really done with the blankets of snow, even if you just see it from the sky. We'll have afternoon clearing, a good chunk of you seeing sunshine. That's going to be the trend for those of you trapped under clouds or a couple of snow showers this morning. I am tracking our next atmospheric river, which will increase our rain chances, and it's going to increase our snow levels substantially as we head into Monday. So tomorrow we're going to get rain moving in later in the day, and I'm talking the coast by the afternoon, interior areas more so late Sunday and into Monday. Snow levels by then are going to go way up, so we're going to have rain at times over the next couple of days and into much of next week. I'm not kidding. Snow levels are going to shoot way up to about 7,000 feet, maybe even higher than that. Sunday, at least to start, it's going to be around 500 feet, jumping to about 1,500 feet in the afternoon. So we're still going to get some mountain snow, but likely going to be above pass level Sunday night and into Monday. And you see into all of next week going to be well above pass level. Over the span of the last 72 hours, and these are the snow reports from the actual ski resorts. Mount Baker, 19 inches. Stevens Pass, 4 feet. Snoqualmie Pass, over 4 feet. And by the way, these are just 3-day, not including all the way since Tuesday morning and just in general when we had so much snow, but just to show you how much we actually saw. Crystal Mountain, 41 inches, and then White Pass, 52 inches. The really heavy snow coming to an end. Winter weather advisory has been extended until 5 o'clock this afternoon, mainly for the Cascades, foothills and valleys of central King County because of what's left of that convergence zone. So an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow. Now this is going to be really 500 feet and above, but along I-90, and that could lead to some very slippery pass travel. And yes, Snoqualmie Pass is officially back open. So is Stevens Pass, but still you want to check in with WashStop before heading out. So that is a relief now that the passes are back open. I also wanted to talk about our rain totals since Monday. So we had this atmospheric river just pumping in all of that rain and very warm conditions to northern Oregon and including Portland, and then southern Washington. Essentially from Olympia southward, we had very heavy rain, a lot of rain. Olympia since Monday morning, almost 5 inches of rain. And you notice this very sharp gradient of little to nothing, half of an inch since Monday, all the way to 5 inches. And it's because of the placement of that atmospheric river. And because of that, it's been causing our rivers to rise a little bit. So we have a couple of rivers you see shaded in the lime green that are either at a flood stage, a minor flood stage, if not moderate flood stage, but they are going to start to come down because allowing these waters to recede. But until then, those river flood warnings are in place. But as we go into next week, the atmospheric river, so essentially what's going to happen, we're on the cold side, or we were on the cold side of that atmospheric river. So significantly warmer in Portland, southern Washington, whereas we were cold and dealt with the snow. Next week, it's essentially going to flip. We are going to be on the warm side of this atmospheric river, and we're going to have our snow levels coming way up, which translates to our daytime highs going up as well, and we're going to have that warm rain. So tomorrow's still going to be cold, especially tomorrow morning. We're waking up to more than likely temperatures at and below freezing, which I'll show you in a minute. But let's take you up to Everett. This morning, we didn't see any sun. We saw some snow falling. That convergent zone just quickly zipped on through. And check out this view from Queen Anne looking toward downtown. Once again, we have that snow falling. We still have a little little bit of snow on some of the elevated surfaces, but for a lot of you, it melted. It melted quickly, but still a nice sight to see, especially in the higher elevations, higher hilltops. You still have some of that snow on the ground, but I wanted to show you. Now, this is a time lapse from earlier this morning, and it's still showing how quickly that snow shower moved through, but then it's also showing puddles, lots of puddles now because of that snow that may have accumulated, just melted because our temperatures are coming above freezing, well above freezing. A lot of us didn't even hit freezing. Taking you to Tacoma, and you see the low clouds, sun beaming down, still a little bit in the way of maybe some snow you see off in the distance on top of the elevated surfaces, but with that quick moving line of snow showers, which the Pierce County area, Pierce County and King County did see a quick moving snow shower as well. It just wasn't as heavy as the convergence zone. It is actively snowing in Snoqualmie Pass, and you see the difference between now versus yesterday. The pass was closed for one, and you couldn't see the road whatsoever, but you see it's lightly snowing there, actively snowing. Let's talk about what's going on, because again, we had that one convergence zone fire up this morning over the Whidbey Island area, more so the inlet, maybe Camano Island into Everett, and that drifted quickly to the south, and that actually prompted a winter weather advisory for southern Snohomish County by the National Weather Service, but that ended. We have a couple of rain and snow showers, perhaps in some of the higher elevations on I-5 closer to Whatcom County, and this is what was left of that one convergence zone. You see how it quickly drifts to the south, and now it's losing its steam, so likely seeing fewer heavier bursts of snow. But then we have another little boundary setting up more so for interior of Snohomish County. That is why we still have some portions under that winter weather advisory. Again, foothills and the valleys and Cascades of central King County because of this convergence zone. Zooming in a little closer, Maple Valley, again, some of the higher elevations in hilltops. You see right here, maybe some in West Seattle or even Queen Anne, again, just some of the higher hilltops and elevations. It may quickly stick, but it will melt because our temperatures, again, are going to come up. Not by much, but certainly warmer than yesterday. Now, some spots, especially to the south where we have sunshine starting to break out, you are going to top out near 50 degrees, whereas the bulk of us likely in the 40s. And then tonight, we'll likely have clouds moving in, some thicker clouds out ahead of tomorrow's system, but you see how temperatures are going to be at and likely below freezing. So a lot of this snow, if it melts during the day, the tricky thing is if you don't see a lot of sun or you have a shaded area perhaps in your backyard that's untouched, may linger and stick around and may even refreeze into tomorrow morning. So there could be some slick spots, icy spots out there. It's really going to be a cold, cold night. And then into tomorrow, we're going to warm up, but still not by all too much, mid and upper 40s to about 50 with the increasing rain. You saw how the passes were coming above freezing. So that's just the start of that warmer air moving in. Let's walk you through the future cast. Here's around 2:30, and you see some more spotty snow showers, but more so along the foothills and the northern Cascades. Really going to be light. We just don't have that moisture to work with anymore. And so going forward into late tonight, clouds will thicken. Tomorrow, likely going to be a little cloudy. We'll go with partly sunny, if anything, with showers starting to push ashore by the afternoon, then the evening. But you see how quickly the rain was moving in? Atmospheric river still to our north, but we'll still get it moving a little to the south, bringing us that moisture. Notice from about Stevens Pass and Snoqualmie Pass northward, we have snow, and then the eastern slopes of the Cascades, we have snow, but look carefully. You see closer to Snoqualmie Pass, you're seeing a little bit of the pink color. That's indicating maybe a rain and snow mix. if that. So we're getting that warmer rain. You see how the purple and the blue just disappears completely? That's that warmer air. So we're not expecting any snow in the mountains except the very high volcanoes and the highest elevations, again, generally above 6,000 feet. This is Monday morning, so a lot of us may have a wet commute. Then it starts to peel back to the north as atmospheric rivers do, and so we'll have a dry period in our Monday evening. Here's Tuesday morning. More moisture starts to slide on through. I'm just letting the future cast roll through into Monday. Still likely going to have somewhat in the way of some fresh snow falling between now and say tomorrow evening, but then snow levels come way up and then we're not expecting anything beyond that. In terms of rain totals and precip totals, so this also takes into account the snow that will fall up there, but maybe some rain as well in the mix. But through Monday night, you see that very sharp contrast of maybe 0.2 of an inch of rain versus 1.5 inches, and that's just Monday. Then we turn to Tuesday, and again, showers mainly north. We'll get some sun breaks to the south, but then increasing rain into Wednesday and likely blustery. We have ridge of high pressure to our south, and then that's going to steer that atmospheric river north and along the northern periphery of the ridge and even through the ridge a little bit. You see the bright colors. Focus on where Seattle is, and you see how most of it is staying to our north into Monday, or into Sunday, but then into Monday. Tuesday, it may be more concentrated over the northern areas, and so that's why we're expecting some of that heavy rain, but then watch what happens. It starts to move more to the south and taking aim more toward the Oregon coast and then the Washington coast. And what I mean by that, the heaviest moisture, the bulk of the moisture, and then of course in the mountains where we have that strong lift, so likely going to get some of that heavy rain there. And then it just continues to push all of that moisture into Washington and Oregon, but then eventually it just weakens completely. And to show you on the future cast, just so you see what I mean, here's Monday. You see most of it pointing toward British Columbia. It starts to move a little more to the south, but it's affecting more so the northern tier of the area, which means the northern Cascades as well. Into Wednesday, we get another wave of rain into Thursday, and then eventually it's going to weaken and then just move to the south. But between about Monday all the way into Friday, you see how much rain we could be dealing with. But the heaviest rain, Olympic Peninsula, especially the north coast, and then up toward the northern Cascades, where you see some of that yellow color, that's indicating potentially over 4 inches of rain. This is, except the highest elevations, of course, but this is just Monday through Friday when our snow levels are going to be so high. So this is rain, not any snow. Speaking of snow, and by the way, we're going to be watching next week's forecast very carefully. So what you need to watch out for after you enjoy the snow, of course, potential river rises for the rivers coming off of the North Cascades and then the Olympics. We don't have any of those rivers currently forecast to reach flood stage, but that could certainly change. It's not a guarantee. We just need to fine tune where this atmospheric river is going to set up first and foremost, and how long it's going to stick around, because just a couple of miles of it moving to the north or south, that could change where we get some of the heaviest rain set up. But for now, again, North Cascades and then our northern counties and then the Olympic Peninsula likely going to get some of the heaviest rain, which you saw. Now let's get to some of your pets enjoying the snow. Maverick, you see just running in the snow and looking like he's having a good time. Rocco certainly having a good time and just playing with his ball outside, and you see a nice little coating there, maybe a couple of inches, very wet and frosty paws. Then let's take you to West Seattle. Little Winnie, Karen sent this in, and she tells me that Winnie loves the snow. My 2 dachshunds do not like the snow, so she's got a lucky one. She looks like she's having fun there, and you see she's about elbow and knee deep. So, and yes, a low rider, as we well know with the dachshund, but that's some good snow. And then we have Lyra sent in by Maureen. This is from yesterday near Point Defiance, and you see that this little kitty, it looks almost like a Bengal, so cute, enjoying some time on the patio, and yes, also enjoys the snow. We want to see what you're seeing out there, even if it's sunshine. I saw one photo of someone saying, what snow? And there's a beautiful rainbow, or just sunshine. But send all of your photos to us. You can send it directly to King5 at 206-448-4545, or you can email me directly at aruez@king5.com. And if you are still watching this is an extended forecast on our King5 app, King5 Plus. You can find it on the YouTube page as well, and you can also find some shorter forecasts there. But to wrap it up, you see how temperatures 40s today, 40s tomorrow, some of you in the 50s, but tomorrow morning will be a morning to watch because of how cold it will be. All of the snow we've had, the snow melt in the lowlands, so that could cause some slick spots. Next week, we're watching for that heavy rain, temperatures pushing 60 degrees, which, by the way, spring officially begins next Friday, and likely going to see some 60s out there. You can always find the latest again on king5.com, where we have a written discussion as well, and meteorologist Leah Pizzetti will be in tonight bringing you the latest on tomorrow's forecast and then next week's atmospheric river.